Today's objective is inequalities. So this, the equal sign, means the two sides are equal, okay? Inequalities are not equal. In a lot of times means not, right? One side is more than or less than the other side. For example, 5 is less than 10. That's how we read it. 5 is less than 10. So the symbol, we always read in English from left to right. So if you're looking at this symbol, the space that these two guys where they meet, the space between them, you can't even see. It's a lot less than the space between these two ends of the line. So maybe you can remember that this way is less than. 6 is greater than -4. And that's how we read it. 6 is greater than -4. This is read as x is less than or equal to, because it has half of the equal sign underneath it. X is less than or equal to 7. Less than or equal to. So you can remember I've underlined it because it's or equal to. That's what the underline is for. And finally, m is greater than or equal to -3. And once again, I've underlined or equal to. So that's the underline is or equal to. That's how you would read those inequalities. Let's say we need to translate from English to math. There are more than 30 kids in this class. If we say, okay, let's have x be the number of kids in the class, then if there are more than 30 kids in the class, there are more than, this is the number of kids, and there's more than 30. So you need to define your variable and know what you're talking about. So my variable is the number of kids in the class. So there's more than 30. You eat for free if you are 5 years old or younger. Okay, so if you are x, then if you are less than or equal to 5, because you can be 5 or younger, then you get to eat for free. So that's how you translate them. It's different than with the is, because is just means equals. Okay, this time you'll have is less than or is more than sometimes in your sentences to translate. Let's do some more. There can be at most 39 students in this class. You may wonder, well, what does at most mean? Does it mean more than or less than? This is very important, so write this down, okay? When you aren't sure, make your own sentence to help you. Let's say you said, you can have at most 6 people spend the night. Let's say your parent said that to you. Well, can you have 8 people spend the night? No, you totally understand that. You know that at most means 6 or less. So at most means less than or equal to. So if we go back here, there can be at most 39 students in this class. If x is the number of students, then we have x is less than or equal to 39. Here's another sentence. There are at least 17 girls in period 6. Well, what does at least mean? Is that less than or more than? Think of another sentence. What if I say, you need to be at least 18 years old to vote? Are you older than 18 if you're voting, or younger than 18? Well, most of you will know, hey, you are older, but could you be 18? Yes. So if we go back to our original sentence, there are at least 17 girls in period 6. If x is the number of girls, you know then that x has to be greater than or equal to 17, because at least means greater than or equal to. So if you're not sure, make up a sentence you know so that you can answer the math sentence, okay? And I'm sure you can think of a sentence like, you know, the one, you can have at most 6 people spend the night, or you need to be at least 16 to get your driver's license, or something like that. All right. You can graph an inequality. Can you? Yes, you can. So let's do some. I know that's what you're thinking, right? So let's say we said graph x equals 3. Well, this is not an inequality. This is graphing an equal sign. So that we just make our number line and put a dot at 3. Okay? If I said graph x equals -5, you make a number line, and I should say put a point, not a dot. Put a point at -5. But let me go over so you understand exactly how I want you to do the lines. First, you're going to make a number line not too long, like this. Okay, so it's about the size of your problem. Then you're going to put 3 increment lines on it. Those are where your numbers go. Those are separating it out for your numbers. Then you're going to write your numbers underneath with your answer in the middle. So for example, if I said x equals 3, I wrote the numbers on either side of 3. I took one less and wrote 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay? Then you're going to put an open or closed point, which I'll go over in a second, and color half of the line depending on the direction of the inequality symbol. Look at these inequality symbols. This is greater than, but doesn't it look like it could be an arrow pointing to the right? Just like this is less than, doesn't it look like the arrowhead of an arrow pointing to the left? So we're going to use our inequality symbols to show us which way to draw the line. So, greater than or equal to and less than or equal to, you have a closed point, a colored in point, because it also equals the number. So remember, if I was graphing x equals 3, I put a point at 3. So if it's greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, it's going to be a closed point. Now, if you're saying, I don't get it, just wait, you'll get it, okay? Just listen, you'll get it. If it's just greater than or less than, we put an open point on our answer because it's either less than or greater than number, but it's not equal to the number, okay? So if I say you need to weigh less than 250 pounds to ride the roller coaster, you can't weigh 250 pounds. You have to weigh less than 250 pounds because you'll break it if you actually weigh 250 pounds or fall out. Okay, let's graph some. I'm going to graph x is greater than 4. So first, is this going to be an open circle or a closed circle? Well, look back here. Hopefully you said open. So I'm going to put an open circle on the 4. I've already done my number line for all of them, okay? And now, which way do I color? Do I color going to the right or do I color going to the left? Well, look at your inequality symbol. Which way does this point? This points to the right. So I color along on top of my line and it goes to the right. How about x is less than or equal to negative 3? I've made my number line with negative 3 in the middle. Is this going to be an open circle or a closed circle, colored in or not? Well, go back here and look, colored in, because if it's equal or equal to, it's colored in, okay? And which direction does this guy point? It points to the left, so I colored into the left. Please notice, my numbers are underneath, my point is on the line, and my coloring is on the line, and it goes to the end of the line. How about x is less than or equal to 12? Open or closed circle? Closed. Which way does that point? It's pointing to the left. How about, I'll do some more over here. X is less than or equal to 7. Well, that's the same symbol we just did. Okay, so once again, it's a closed circle. And which way does that point? Points to the left. How about x is greater than 80? Open or closed circle? Hopefully you said open because it doesn't include the or equal to, so that means it's just greater than 80. It could be 80.1, but it's not 80. And which way does that point? Look at this and this. They look remarkably the same. It points to the right. X is greater than 8. Another open circle. I must like greater thans. Oh, there's some less thans. All right, open circle again, and it goes to the right. And last but not least, x is greater than 12. So I made my line, put my 3 increment marks, 11, 12, 13, my answer in the middle. I draw a open circle, and it goes to the right. And that's all that we have on what are inequalities. That's it.